Welcome to Productive Joy with Dr. Christie, where fun meets action.
Hi, friends. Welcome to Productive Joy. Happy New Year. Today is the first day of 2026. How exciting is that? I feel like it happened really fast. And then at the same time, I'm like, wow, 2025 took a long time. Whichever camp you're in, I am reminded frequently that days are long and years are short. And I think that happens more and more the older I get, the more my kids are grown. I'm realizing, oh my goodness, does this happen fast? So I want you to set some intentions today. I know it's cliche, and I know some of you are like, nope, I don't do New Year's resolutions. That's not what I'm asking for. What I'm asking for is some intentional approaches to how you're going to tackle 2026. So every year I pick a word. And last year, my word was grow. And I feel like I did do some growing in lots of different spaces of my being, whether that was physically, emotionally, spiritually. I think I grew in a lot of places. Definitely left some things left undone. And I definitely have some more growing to do. But I feel okay about my word. This year, I think I've picked the word intentional. I know that's a word that I use often. I mean, we have a company called Intentionality Group, for heaven's sakes. But when I say intentional, I want to be intentional about everything that I do, how I approach the moment, how I learn to live in the moment. I've told you before, I'm not really good at living in the moment. I am usually thinking about the next moment and wondering where I can go from there. So today, I want to decide that 2026 is going to be my year of intention. Intentionality. What does that look like for me? I am very intentional right now about my workouts. I believe that that sets me up for success. So I am one of those 4:45 alarms. Actually, it's 4:38 that my alarm goes off, and I get to the gym and work out at 5:30 each morning. That's something that I do intentionally. But I want to be more intentional about being present and not just going through the motions in those workouts. I want to be intentional about what I do with my time when I drive to the gym and home from the gym. I want to be intentional about where I choose to spend my energy in terms of friendships, in terms of relationships, in terms of work. I think my year is going to look different because I am going to approach each circumstance, each situation with intention. I realize many of you are going, ugh, rolled eyes. Yeah, okay, that sounds great. But for me, that's where I want to put my energy. What about you? Last year, I had friends that had words like done. That was a good one because she wanted to embrace the fact that sometimes you are just done with something. Let's see, I had flexible was another one, present was another one. What is your word going to be for 2026? I'm not saying that you need to set a bunch of resolutions. I'm not suggesting that you fall into the trap of, oh, I'm going to change everything about how I do things this year. But I do think that when we pick something to focus on, it's a whole lot easier to hit that target. We often say things like, I want to be successful this year. Okay, let's start by defining success. Because if you haven't given it a definition, then making a bunch of money, you might do that, but that wasn't what you meant by success. You actually meant time with your family. So let's get intentional about 2026. The clock literally flipped over this morning, and you now get to decide what this full year ahead of you, 365 days, looks like. So choose wisely. With my intentionality, I am also going to be intentional about finding productive joy in the little things, not the big things. The big things, it's easy, right? It's easy on a wedding day to see productive joy, but I want to see it on a random Tuesday. I want to see that joy in spaces that I might have missed it in the past year because I was too busy looking for the next thing. So today, I want to leave you with some excitement, some things to look forward to. I have already interviewed all of January, and I have some fantastic human beings that I'm going to share with you on Productive Joy this year. I have also already gotten a few opportunities to speak to groups about what it means to be conscious, that's the word, consciously looking for productive joy, helping teams create it. What are you going to do this year? What are your hopes and dreams? We were fortunate enough to have the full week between Christmas and New Year's off. So we're getting ready to go back into work. And I want to hit that with intentionality. I want to go in making sure that my team knows that we are going to be intentional about our actions and not waste time in meetings that don't mean anything. We're going to be intentional about how we approach the work and be thoughtful. What are you going to do this year? Maybe your word isn't intentional. It doesn't have to be, but you're more than welcome to borrow it. I think there's enough intentionality to go around. What are you going to focus on this year? Because that's what you're going to see. And I do believe that we have a whole lot more influence over that than we realize. So today, I'm going to ask you to grab a nugget or two, as usual, and walk with it, run with it, enjoy it, figure out what it needs to be, and then be confident that you are exactly where you belong. So grab a nugget or two of wisdom and turn around and figure out a way to turn fun into action.